Okay, hello and welcome to this video where we talk about the election results, and we're going to get right to it. Thank God that Ed Romaine has won. In fact, he's still got to be more than 44% in, but he's way ahead of David Colon, who's already conceded the race. And I'm glad to see Ed Romaine has won. Like I said from the beginning, he had the experience. He brought up the Pine Barrens. Cologne didn't. Cologne is a Wall Street Democrat. And, when he wanted to, basically destroy most of Suffolk County Transit, we knew that we had to support Ed Romaine, who actually wants the buses to connect up with the trains better, which absolutely makes sense. So it's obvious we see that we have. I'm not a huge fan of either of these guys, but Ed Romaine is certainly a better choice than David Colon, and I'm glad to see that Ed Romaine has won the Suffolk County executive race in Suffolk County. So I'm very happy about that. I was very worried that Colon would get in, and then we would have to watch our Suffolk County transit system be destroyed even more. Let's now shift things over to Nassau County, and we're going to go into the town supervisors. So let's go and choose the town of North Hempstead. And fortunately, Jen DeSena won re-election. She's the incumbent Republican by a pretty good margin, 10% over John Kyman. John Kyman he was formerly the town supervisor, got defeated, I think, and he was Kyman is like corrupt. He's like Steve Bellone, basically. He's like a Nassau version of Steve Bellone. Thank God he lost. That's all I gotta say. Thank God he lost. He got that stupid smirk on his face just like Steve Bellone. We don't need that. So I'm glad Jen DeSena won. And let's go to Suffolk. I'm not going to go over every single race here. The other one I was watching was Riverhead. Now, this one I'm not as happy about because I actually was supporting the Democrat in this particular one because I felt that she was a little more looking out for the environment when it came to EPCAL. Both of these people, both of them, were against the now dead plan for that cargo airport. So they both of them were against the whole deal with 555 and that whole thing. They were both against it. Let me make that clear. But I felt that DeVito, she was one of the first people to raise that concern. But I think she lost because she wasn't willing to say that Riverhead wouldn't take in the migrants, and she wouldn't, and that probably hurt her to some extent. So I'm pretty sure Hubbard is going to win, and remains to be seen what is going to happen with EPCAL. Obviously, both of these candidates, I was looking at both of them. They actually both want to have some development in EPCAL, so both of them do, but we don't know what it would be. But they both do. But Hubbard obviously was one of the people who actually voiced concerns about the ill-fated plan to turn the land over to the Germazine family. Thank God that didn't happen, though the Germazine family is obviously going to try to fight, but they don't really have a leg to stand on. And I'm glad to see that Hubbard has. If we go over their things here, you'll see he was endorsed by the Riverhead PBA. So he had a lot of endorsements, obviously. He was more in support of the police, and, people in Riverhead are obviously concerned about crime. That's a big concern for people. That's one of the things also that Ed Romaine spoke about. He said the crime is a real problem, and, he's going to make it a priority in Suffolk County because right now we all know Steve Bellone has not been good on crime at all. So let's now go to some of the other towns that we have. Town of Hempstead, Clavin will probably easily win re-election there. Oyster Bay, Salinos, you're probably easily going to win re-election there. Brookhaven had Dan Panico, who is probably going to also win. Now he's the new person. He was, I believe, in part. He had another position in the town, so he's going to be the new town supervisor for Brookhaven. Looking at East Hampton, that's where the Democrats won there. You got a lot of the city people that are going to vote Democrat. Islip, Angie Carpenter, His town supervisor got reelected there. No, I don't really have too much of an opinion on that race at all. Shelter Island looks like it's a close one. Republican is just ahead in Shelter Island. What about Southold? Because Southold usually runs Republican. Yeah. So Krupski is well ahead on that as well. So no, actually Krupski is the Democrat. So he is excuse me there. So south, yeah, out east it seems like that's a Democratic stronghold now. You have a lot of the people that moved out of the city. Let's go to the Nassau County legislature race. I'm not going to go through all these. I'm going to focus on mine, which is the ninth. We'll look at some of these. And this is my district, and it looks like Scott Strauss, who was the former mayor of Mineola before our current mayor, is going to win. And I hope he does, because he is from Mineola, and Mineola needs a voice in this county. I think he could have done a better job as mayor, but it's still better to have somebody from Mineola in the Nassau County Legislature than somebody who's not. And I think this is going to help Mineola have a much bigger voice in Nassau County government. Just briefly look over some of these other races here. First district, second district. Looks like the Democrats hold those. Carrie Solanges. That's still only 18% reporting. The fourth district looks like that's a Republican. Democrats slightly edging out the fifth district. I don't know where all these districts are. I know they redistricted things a little bit. Deborah Mule is the sixth district. Seventh district. Not sure where all these districts are. Seventh, eighth, ninth. I'm not sure where they all are. Well, ninth I know is our district here. This is the 10th district. That's a North Shore district as well. We still don't have a lot of these numbers in yet. Deborah Witt, she's the incumbent, I think. So she looks like she's ahead there. A lot of these had new people running. There weren't any incumbents in them. That's the 12th, 13th. I know there's Suffolk County too as well. 14th, 15th. So I'm not going to go over all these. All right, this is the other race people are watching. Samantha Getz is actually ahead of Lafazan. This is a guy I do not like, Lafazan, so I want to see him defeated. So I'm glad she's ahead. He's somebody who's definitely certain demographic. So yeah, if he gets defeated, that's going to be good, right there. Most of the people I were supporting were Republicans, mainly because in New York we just have a lot of corporate Democrats, and I cannot support corporate Democrats. Let's look at some of these mayor races. Looks like the incumbent of Glen Cove has only one mayor election right there. Let's switch to another. Let's see. We got supervisor. Suffolk. We have Suffolk legislature too. The whole Suffolk legislature is also up for election. Don't know any of these districts here. Let's see. Some of these are new people. No incumbents on a lot of these. Right, the incumbent won re-election in the third. The fourth, the incumbent won re-election. Fifth, Engelbright, who is a Democrat, but I like him. So he's leading. Let's see, sixth. So I'm just looking at some of these races here. This is the incumbent here. He's probably going to hold on to his seat in the seventh. Eighth. Ninth. Looks like the incumbent is going to keep his seat on that one. 10th, Trish Bergen. She used to be on News 12, believe it or not. That's South Shore. Yeah, she used to be on News 12, believe it or not. 11th District, Flotteren. He's going to hold on to his seat. Leslie Kennedy, I'm glad she's got, yeah, I like her. She's outspoken. Trotta, no one even faced him. This is the guy who wants to get rid of the red light cameras. Now there's a real chance it's going to happen. Kevin McCaffrey, he's going to hold on to his seat. 15th, he held on to his seat, incumbent there. 16th, it's a little close. 17th, we got Thomas Donnelly. He's going to hold on to his seat. And here's the 18th. Oh, boy. This is like a dead heat right here. This is real close right now. Real close. So I'll have to see what happens with that. All right. I'm trying to go through a lot of these. I'm not going to go through all of them. I don't want this video being too long. It's already too long. We can do assessor. I'm really interested in that. Let's see. We have town clerk. Let's do town clerk here. North Hempstead town. All right. Oh, let's see. It looks like Kate Murray will hold her position. I don't like Kate Murray. She's somebody I don't like, but you know. Lamarca, he's gonna hold his seat. Huntington. I guess Huntington sounds super. Islip. I mean, let's see. That's gonna still stay in the Republicans. Riverhead, Wooten. Yeah, he's the current one. He's gonna hold on to his. Oh, he's not the current. Okay. I always thought he was the incumbent. Shelter Island. No one running unopposed there. Smithtown obviously going to be going red there. Let's. All right, we have receiver of taxes. Okay, it was North Hempstead. Yeah, all right. Joe Collins is ahead there. Hempstead. Babylon. All right, nobody's. I hate when they run unopposed. Let's see. Brookhaven. I'm going through way too many of these. I don't want this video being this long, and it's already too long already. Nobody's running pretty much unopposed. But the main thing here, Suffolk County executive race, big relief for all of us that Ed Romaine won, and won big. He's double digit, almost a mandate. Because people are fed up. This is particularly the representation of Suffolk County's disgust with Steve Bellone. That's all Suffolk County's discussed with Kathy Hochul. And this is exactly what happens. And I hope Ed Romaine can actually get rid of those red light cameras. Unfortunately, Bruce Blakeman hasn't done that in Nassau County, but I know that there's been talk in Suffolk County about getting rid of them. I think they should be gotten rid of statewide. They have nothing to do with safety, and they have everything to do with taxing people who drive unfairly. Well, that's my opinion on the red light cameras. So, but Cologne was going to destroy the bus system. When he made that comment about getting rid of most of Suffolk County Transit's fixed route system, I knew that David Cologne was out of his freaking mind and it showed that he had no experience whatsoever in running a county, and that's exactly why he is being. He has lost big, and Ed Romaine has won. This and run it quite well, I might add. So that is all. Those are my thoughts on the election. And I wish Ed Romaine luck, and hopefully he can do what Steve Bellone couldn't do, and that's protect the Pine Barrens more, get the crime under control, because Steve Bellone failed with that. And look out for everybody in the county, because Bellone was only looking out for his friends on the South Shore, while the crime in the middle of the county continued to spiral out of control. I mean, you'd always see the cops in Patchogue, but you hardly saw them in Coram. It's just one example of the favoritism that you had with Steve Bellone. And I'm glad Steve Bellone is going to be gone, and we're not going to have to deal with David Cologne. Because, romaine lettuce, people joke around, Ed Romaine lettuce. Romaine lettuce is good for you. Cologne, I don't like cologne. I don't wear cologne. So I'm going to leave it at that. Anyway, thank you for watching, and have a good night.